what's happening, everyone? Pardon my presence. I want to discuss some breaking news, and that is the breakup of J-Lo and A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. Now, everybody knows who J-Lo is, from Living Color as a dancer, turned into Sean Combs' girlfriend, turned into a singer, turned into a Hollywood actor, and her career goes off. A-Rod is a legendary baseball player for the New York Yankees, and I believe Texas Rangers as well, too. He was doped up as well, too, and allowed them to get that amount of home runs. So there's an asterisk beside his stats, but that's neither here nor there. I won't get into the sports aspect of it. But they were together for about 4 years, and then this story came out that they broke up. But what I want to focus on is the comments that J-Lo made as to what happened with their separation. And it's very interesting. So I want to read it first, and then I'm going to get into how I feel about this whole scenario, okay? So I just want to read some of the comments that she made to a magazine. This is in regards to their engagement, because they were engaged at one point, okay? Now, here's what it says. Apparently, they postponed their engagement twice, and that's always a red flag. But here's what she said, quote unquote. We postponed the wedding twice. We had planned what we really, really wanted to do, but I don't know if we'll be able to recreate that. We canceled it, and since then, we haven't really talked about it. There's no rush. We want to do it right when we can do it. Now, if you know anything about relationships, especially when it comes to engagements, when you propose, when you get down on a knee and you propose, you've already have your mind set on marrying that woman. And the only person that would get cold feet at that point in time, the only person that would have reservations or make up excuses as to why we shouldn't get married or shouldn't jump the gun, is most likely the woman. Why? Because the woman didn't have to make that commitment to get down on one knee and put her neck out there. All she had to do was say yes. So in other words, there really is no loss for her to give up or to cancel or postpone the wedding, because she doesn't really have as much invested into the whole idea of we're going to get married or being a fiance, of getting married within the 1 year time. Right? So it's really interesting to see her words on this, right? Now, here's the other part to this, that during the pandemic, when everyone had to stay home, a lot of people were doing Zoom meetings, you weren't able to go out and travel and so on and so forth. This is what J-Lo said, okay? Apparently they were going through some home therapy, but here's what she said to another magazine. I miss being creative and running at 150, but Alex, of all people, was like, I love it. I love being at home. I love doing my Zooms. I love knowing the kids are here. You're there all the time. It has actually been really good. We got to work on ourselves. We did therapy. I think it was really helpful for us in our relationship. So listen again. You have J-Lo saying that she likes to be at 150. She likes to be creative, or rather, she misses being creative. She misses going at 150. But Alex, on the other hand, he's saying, this is chill. This works out for me. I get to sit back. I can still conduct business from my laptop in Zoom meetings. I can still do what I want to do and be around my kids, my girls with me. I got my TV, I got my couch, I got popcorn. What more can I ask for as a man who's already retired from playing the sports for how many years and is now someone who could sit back and actually reap the rewards, right? But not J-Lo. She thinks a little differently. She is still looking to go on 10. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as I found out, J-Lo is 50 years old. Alex Rodriguez, I believe, is 45, so he's younger. But can you imagine that? A woman at 50 years old wants to keep going at high speed. How are you supposed to keep up with that type of woman? And what does that say about the mindset that I would consider J-Lo to be a modern woman, right? What type of mindset is that? To me, that's the mindset of a woman that you can never satisfy. The mindset of a woman that if you ever sit back and say, hey, I've done it all. I've won rings. I've won maybe the MVP. I've won batting titles, home run titles, RBI titles. I did it all. There's nothing I need to prove. There's nothing I need to accomplish. I can sit back and go on cruise control and relax at 45 years old. But her, at 50, even though her dancing days are behind her, even though her movie days are behind her, even though her singing career is also behind her, she still wants to keep going. Going to do what though? What is she doing? Or better yet, what is J-Lo running from? Because that's the real question. Because let's look at the behavior, the past behavior of J-Lo. If you guys recall, after she was with Sean Combs, she ended up with Ben Affleck. And they were together for a while. And Ben Affleck proposed to J-Lo, and they were engaged. But the wedding was called off. So, I want to just bring this attention to what Kevin Samuels talks about on his platform. And a lot of people don't like Kevin Samuels. A lot of people love Kevin Samuels. He's a polarizing figure. But he does have discussions about these topics. And one of the things that he talks about is the fact that women, they don't see having kids as a commitment. They don't see being in a 10-year relationship with someone as any type of commitment or any type of lost time. They don't actualize the fact that they're losing time. But if you throw marriage into the mix, the women are threatened by marriage. But the question is why? Why are modern women afraid of marriage? And a lot of times it boils down to this: the commitment aspect of it. The fact that they have to settle for a man. And to settle in for a man who's already accomplished everything that he set out to accomplish, therefore he is not striving to do any more. He doesn't have to. And that is a problem for a woman that thinks like J-Lo does. Because a woman like J-Lo wants a man who's a go-getter, not a man who has already gotten, but a man that's a go-getter, a man that has ambition, meaning that he is still yet to accomplish what he wants to accomplish. And this is why J-Lo usually dates younger men. On top of that, her marriage with Mark Anthony, it didn't work out either. Who knows why that was the case? I don't. I could speculate, but I'm not going to. But the point I'm making is that J-Lo seems to be the common denominator in all of this. J-Lo, based on these comments that came from her, she seems to be chasing something that these men cannot provide for her. And these men are all men who make a lot of money, who are very accomplished, famous, well-known, I guess quote-unquote high-value men that everyone keeps talking about, but yet it's not enough for her. And at the end of the day, because if you're 50 years old, J-Lo, as much as she's famous and she's a sex symbol or was a sex symbol, there's going to come a time where things are going to fall apart and she's going to hit a wall. And when that time comes, she won't be able to go back to Alex Rodriguez or Mark Anthony because they would have moved on. And what's going to happen then? Will she be alone? Will she be that helicopter mom surrounding her children? And what do other women who are watching J-Lo, what do they get from this? Are they inspired to go and leave their man, go and leave their fiance, go and leave their husband, to go chase something that is probably unattainable at that age? I think it's time that people realize that you don't chase happiness, you create happiness. And you do that by humbling yourself, first of all, and being thankful for the life that you currently live and where you are in your life. That's the first step to happiness. Because, I'll tell you this right now, the first step to being miserable is wanting things that you don't have. And there will always be a case where there'll be something that you don't have. So you can never have it all. I think it's about time that people realize that. You keep chasing things that you don't have, you'll never ever acquire it. It's always something else. So what is J-Lo chasing? What is it that keeps her creative and running at 150? I don't know. But whatever that is, Alex Rodriguez is not for it. And a lot of men aren't either. And a lot of work that we put in as men, we do it in our 20s, we do it in our 30s, sometimes in our 40s. And then at that point, we want to sit back, relax, and reap the benefits of our hard work. And if a woman wants to stay by us, if a woman was a part of that, if a woman wants to keep us company, we will enjoy that. But if a woman wants a man who's going to be chasing and chasing till the day he dies, that's not going to happen anymore. Because I think men are realizing that we're dying a lot sooner than women. A lot of it's because we are working to provide for women and to make women happy, which is a job that is, number one, thankless, and it's also a job that can never be fulfilled. So that's my take on the whole J-Lo situation. Apparently a new update came out that they're trying to work things out. But you already know, if you propose to a woman and it goes on more than 2 or 3 years as far as the engagement and there's no wedding date and nothing happens, you're on life support and you're just buying time. But until next time, pardon my presence, like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's all good. Peace.